My name is Jack Mercer. I am 21 years old and I am the drummer for Coliseum Street. I've been playing the drums for most of my life. I started around before third grade started back in Georgia, but then I had to stop for a long time because, I was just a dumb kid. I didn't think it was that important. Got back into the drums and into music right around before my junior year of high school started. I started playing with the high school band there, their jazz band, and then after my high school career, I wanted to continue my career in music. Eventually, I joined Operation 7.5, and then Coliseum Street and Iron Lotus at the Kailua Music School. Oh, I've always been in love with music ever since my parents first introduced it to me. They introduced me to some rock music first, like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, that sort of thing. And then, of course, this was around when I was younger, and I started to get involved into playing drums and starting a band. My favorite band is AC/DC. I've loved them and listened to them for a large portion of my life. I even have one of their live shows on CD, live at Donington in England. They played there on August 17th in 1991. I did see them live once in Georgia. It was very young. I don't even, but I remember that it was a kick-ass concert. No, I've been to a few. I recently went to the Guns N' Roses concert when they came here. Oh, that one was really great. See, it's bands like that that really give me the inspiration that push me to become just like them. I mean, they're old, but they can still rock. I think I would want to live in Nashville or Las Vegas because those are the two most. They're just really popular and famous for music. So I think Las Vegas is for more performing music, not so much for audio engineering, because you don't really hear that much about it. But Nashville, that's where everything is really, not just for performing, but also recording music. I think worldwide fame would be the thing for me. I don't know. Everybody just wants that kind of fame, and I think I want it too. I mean, for every drummer out there, they want to be the best that they can be, but I just I just want to make music with the bands that I'm in, and just have fun playing them, just wherever, whenever. I mean, being the best is nice, but I mean, I don't really want that though. For success, I guess just having a big house, having having a loving wife, maybe some kids. But I think that's just success in anybody's eyes, really. But if I can get famous through my music, then I think that's also vi- success. Firstly, I want to make my music with my bands the first thing, my first successful projects. And then after that, if they become successful enough, hopefully I can get famous enough that other famous musicians will hire me on for their projects. The funny thing, I never really asked my family about about them going into like a musical career, but they are very talented. My mom, she is a wonderful singer and a really good pianist, which is probably where I get my love for music so much. Well, my first band, it was started when I was back in Georgia, when I was very young. It was with my brother. He played the guitar and I was on the drums. We just formed a little kid band in our parents' garage. We had a teacher named Alex who taught us how to play and how to act in a band. That didn't last very long though, because of course we were kids. We didn't really care. We just wanted to fool around all the time. We didn't have an official name, although my parents and a few of our friends called us like the Mighty Mercers. It was through the Kailua Music School. I'm guessing Ella and Valentina joined the school. They probably heard about it through Candy or somebody. And through that connection, Andy and me from Operation 7.5 came together to form Coliseum St with Cameron, Ella, and Valentina. I first ended up there taking lessons from my drum teacher, Scott Schaefer. At first, I thought it was just a rundown place, like a very rundown ghetto place. Like you didn't see it before, but it was very sketchy, and that's what I really liked about it. But of course, we had to get it all cleaned up, so it lost its charm. Yeah, at first, I was just taking drum lessons there. Like, I saw Aaron. Like, I didn't know who this guy was at first. Like, I just went in and saw him. We didn't even talk to each other at first. It's like, I don't know who this guy was. I don't know, like, what does he do around here? Why is he here? Like, I thought he was just some random stranger. But then, as time went on, we formed a connection. Like, then he introduced me to Operation 7.5. Then eventually I came to Iron Lotus and then Coliseum St. Drummers, they add the rhythm. They keep things on beat. They add the heart or the soul. Well, I mean, for this particular band, if they didn't have a drummer, I mean, it just wouldn't feel the same. I mean, for Iron Lotus and Coliseum St, they would probably need a drummer because it's punk and metal, and usually those things require like loud, heavy drums. Because without it, there's just no feeling. I mean, you got all these guitars like doing all this like crazy finger stuff, but I mean, without a drummer, it's just, I don't know. You just don't get that feeling, like in your stomach, you know. Yeah. So drummers, they add a lot of feeling and a lot of heart in bands. I expect each member to have respect for one another, to be responsible, to try and practice as much as possible, know what's at stake when it comes to making music, to know how important it is to each band member and to everyone around us. Well, also to have a good stage presence, to just show everybody that you're having a good time, and you should be having a good time. So when joining a band, I expect each member to be respectful to one another and to be responsible. Always trying to keep up with not just their practicing, but band practices. Communication is always the key. Just like in a relationship with whoever you're with, being a band is like being in a relationship. It's like being in a relationship. Some of the girls that I know, like, you know how they cut their hair and stuff? Like, ever since junior year, there was, like, a big Spartan girls, like, cutting their hair. I'm pretty sure it's a sign that they don't need all that. You know, they are who they are, like, with or without the hair. And I respect them for that, I do. But it's like, why? Why would you do that to your beautiful hair? I mean, you have such beautiful hair. Like, I wish that I had hair, like, as beautiful and as glamorous as yours. Like, that's why, I think that's mostly why I started to grow out my hair. Because I had to compensate for everybody else. I think what makes them unique is just their personalities. I've never really met someone like Ella. She has a unique energy about her. She has a different way of seeing things. As for her sister Valentina, overall I think she's a great guitarist and a wonderful musician. I mean, in terms of musicianship, I think she's better than me. Well, I think all of them are better than me. As for Cameron, I don't know if she's been doing it longer than me. Playing music, playing in bands. I think she has. Yeah, she started out really young, so she definitely has a lot more experience. But, yeah, they all have their own personalities and their own sense of style. They just have a really good stage presence, too, which most bands can't pull off. Andy is just, all around, she is one of the most talented, wonderful people I have ever met in my life. She is a singer, she is a bass guitarist. She is totally crazy, which is awesome. She's also very outgoing. She makes me want to work hard. Which is saying something because I hardly ever want to work hard. That's why I really appreciate her. I don't think there's anyone else like her. I think there's only one Andy. I think the band itself is just unique in its own way. The hair, oh yes. My beautiful hair. I try to bring all that I can. I try to learn as much as I can at the MELE program and apply it to my bands. Hopefully to make us overall better. I try to practice as much as I can so that I can make the best music that I can with them. I try to keep things, well, I mean mostly it's Andy, but I try to keep things on track, trying to push us into the right direction. Not just Coliseum St, but with Operation 7.5. Look for our music on Spotify, and I hope you like listening to it. Ah, crap. Oh shit! What else was I supposed to say? Wait, let me try this one more time. Thank you for listening to this interview. Look for Operation 7.5 and Coliseum St music on Spotify. See you later.